The president hasn't conceded yet, but
No.
the transition is starting to take place, and I think people are looking at this with a little more calm. What do you think about it all?
Yeah, I think that there's two parts of the market. There's the cyclical market, which is doing very, very well. And then there's the speculative part of the market, which is insane. I mean, we've got a lot of stocks that everyone must think are the next Teslas. And you see those go up so much that you begin to say, well, wait a second, can that continue forever? And those are the stocks that I'm really watching because they are the so-called Robinhood stocks. There's a lot of other people who buy these now, but everything they buy goes higher. So that's what I'm focused on is can that continue? Because that speculation is usually met with some sort of big sell-off. Hasn't happened yet, though.
What do you think of Tesla?
Well, I'm a big Tesla fan, so it's almost like you shouldn't ask me. I mean, I've liked it for a very long time, and I keep waiting for sellers to come in, and they don't come in. But I think that it's a technology company, not an auto company, and that's how I can justify it. If it's an auto company, it's just too hard to justify. I know that it's not rigorous to justify it.
Yeah, I know. Is there a point where it makes you a little nervous, though?
Well, we'll have to see the next quarter. But what happens is that then they start selling out in China, or then the German factory takes off, or then the pickup takes off, and you get blindsided by all these people who are first-timers who don't really care about things like earnings per share or revenues per share. They just like it. And we haven't seen something like that. I don't even know how long. It's not 1999. I mean, they just like Tesla, so they buy it.
Is this different than the day traders who were kind of trying their hands at this? Because it is, in some ways, an irrational market, although you could probably say that at a lot of different points, that the market's irrational. I
don't know if it's day traders. They don't seem to sell it. I mean, when I look at Lee, L-I, and I look at NEO, N-I-O, or when I look at Carnival, or when I look at Norwegian or American Air, they don't. I don't know. I don't know where the demand comes from that they don't even care about. They don't even care about dilution. Plug power, they don't care about dilution. Fuel cell, don't care about dilution. These are things that typically, I mean, Norwegian just did a gigantic offering. I mean, if I were any of the companies who are, look, I see those airlines, I would be offering 50 million shares right now. Right now, let them go buy it. I mean, but they're happy to buy it. They bought a lot of American $1.30 ago. I find that if I were any one of those airlines, I would just say, you know what, I'm just going to offer these guys every share I can. And then they get slapped up. I mean, then you have things like Palantir. Palantir doubled, but nothing happened. So maybe Palantir offered it too low. But, you know, Becky, I've not seen this in my career. And I think we have to recognize that there's like a whole group of people. Maybe they're Reddit buyers. I mean, I got people criticizing me for not doing my homework on Lee, on LI. Well, I don't know. It doesn't have any. It's just a Chinese van company. I mean, Becky, it's just look at Lee. Look at that. I got people saying, how can you tell us to take profits in Lee? And there are people who think I'm a war criminal because I want to take profits in NIO. But NIO went from 10 when it was on 60 Minutes down to 2, and now NIO, it's like, these are ridiculous. It's the most speculative market I've ever seen.
I'll tell you. I was going to say, Jim, I mean, what a confluence of headlines. And then you layer on what you were just talking about with Becky, this seemingly endless generational bid for stocks in general.
I mean, you know, look at these. I mean, Plug Power did a deal last week, 38 million shares at $22.25. You're up huge on that. Norwegian did a deal last week, 40 million shares at $20.80. You're up big on that. Carnival did a huge deal at $17.59. You're up huge on that. American Airlines just did a deal. They did a huge amount of stock, a price that's $1 below where this is it's trading. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Where are the profit takers? David, where are they?
I don't know. This is, listen, we've been talking about this new cohort in the market.
Yes.
They're for real, man.
They are real.
You know, and I mean, it's not just EV stocks that are, you know, EV companies getting merged into SPACs to go public, or any SPAC you want to talk about, or anything else. They're in everything.
They are in everything. Carl, it is just an amazing to behold thing. I mean, the numbers for airlines aren't that great. It doesn't matter. They're thrilled. They buy them. I mean, if I were any one of those airlines, I would right now offer 50 million shares right now. And they buy it. How much money do they have? I don't know.
Right. Well, Jim, to that point, where is the wisdom right now in zagging when the others are zigging? I'm thinking of B of A last week talking about full bull, saying sell the vaccine, peak profitability, peak sentiment. Are you willing to go there?
Well, I think that what's happened is that there is a sense that if Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca can all make something, particularly AstraZeneca, because it's different style vaccine, then we have it beat. Now, of course, the odd thing is that the case number each day shows we don't have it beat at all. But it doesn't matter. People are just willing to look through this. David, I find it unbelievable that people are willing to look through the number of cases. But there are a lot of people who genuinely believe, there's about 70 million people, frankly, who genuinely believe that it's either a hoax or that it's not that bad.
Don't get me down. I was feeling a little better somehow.
What did I make you get?
I don't know. When I think about 70 million people who have a different set of what they consider to be facts than the rest of us, it's just it's disturbing.
David, I concede nothing on this issue.
I know you don't, and I agree with you in terms of those facts. And by the way, they're bad. It's, again, it depends what source you're looking to. I've never been able to resolve that some have a bit higher case count than one I watch does, but we're talking I got 188,000 new cases yesterday. Texas, California, both with significant numbers. Thankfully, not as bad a day in terms of deaths. But, Carl, we've said it many times. And by the way, we've been, I think, having excellent coverage of various hospital systems around the country. It's a chorus that they all add to every day, unfortunately, which is they're filling up. We're at 85,000 or more hospitalizations right now. And that has to continue to be a key question as we talk to these administrators who are very concerned.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.